the last session, we covered very clearly what are various data types are there in Python. Next and after that, what are various typecasting functions. All those things we covered already, right? Okay, sir, have you remembered, right? Am I covered dict also? Dictionary also? Am I covered already or not? Dictionary in the last sessions. Can you please confirm? Yes, man. When we should go for dictionary? When we should go for dictionary? Anyone? Can you please tell? If you want to represent a group of values as key value pairs, if you want to represent a group of objects as key value pairs, then we should go for dictionary. Remember that, sir? Okay, sir. Next, and after that, even I covered examples and so on. Not required to keep much explanation about this. Sir, suppose assume that sir, I want to represent dictionary. Anyone, can you please tell? Sir, yeah, I want to represent a dictionary. What is the way, sir? Within curly braces, key value we have to take. Sir, 100 colon. Are you getting that? What is the middle symbol, sir? Colon. Assume that Durga. Okay, 100 colon Durga. Sir, comma. Are you getting? Sir, first key value. Next and after that, 200. Okay, sir, here just I'm taking Ravi, like this I'm taking, sir. Have you observed how many key values are there? Yes, man. How many key values are there? Yes. Anyone, can you please tell how many key values are there? Two key values are there, sir. And which symbols I'm using? Enclosing inside curly braces. Remember that, enclosing inside curly braces, because dictionary and a set, we require to use curly braces. Have you remember, right? Dictionary and the set, dict data type, compulsory we should go for curly braces. Even for the set also, we should go for curly braces only. Next, list. Anyone, can you please tell list type how you can represent, sir? Oh, please respond, man. List type. How you can able to represent, sir? Yes. Okay, list means yes, square brackets. List means square bracket, right? Oh, not parenthesis. List means square bracket. Tuple means do you know parenthesis? I hope, are you able to understand, right? Okay, that's all. This is, sir, what a dictionary, like almost, do you know, we cover more than almost around 10 sessions related to 10 sessions around only for this data types concept, right? I mean language fundamentals concept, right? So now I want to give the finishing touch for these data types and language fundamentals, whatever we covered. Okay, so before summarizing the things, just the 3 important points, let me repeat, sir. In Python, which data types are called fundamental data types? Anyone, can you please tell, sir? I covered already. Which data types are called fundamental data types, right? Sir, int, next and after that, float, int, float, next complex, and the complex bool, and then str. These 5 data types are by default considered as fundamental data types in the Python, sir. Next and after that, take very special care about this one. Sir, we cover bytes and the byte array. Again, first one is nothing but what? Bytes. Second one is nothing but what? Byte array. Sir, bytes and the byte array. What is the difference, right? Bytes is mutable or immutable? Bytes is mutable or immutable? Respond. Bytes is immutable. Byte array is mutable. Don't get confused, right? First one is immutable. But second one is nothing but what? Mutable. Remember, sir, where these bytes and the byte array can be used, sir? Where and the byte array can be used, especially to represent binary data. Remember this one, sir? To represent binary data, especially we can use bytes and the byte array to represent binary data. Something like sir, images, video files and audio files, like sir, to represent binary data. Usually we can go for bytes and the byte array. The most commonly used data types are, okay, bytes and byte array if you want to handle binary data. Remember that, sir. Okay, next there is one small story is there, sir, about the long data type. How many people remembered? I don't know, sir. Anyone, can you please tell? Long data type? Sir, long data type is available only in the Python only in the Python 2, but not in Python 3. Remember that, sir. In the Python 2, in the Python 2, it is available, sir. In the Python 2 it's available, but in the Python 3 not available, sir. Even a big number also, if it is the integral value, even in if it is a big number, sir, even if the big number also, sir, happily you can represent by using int only. There is no long type of data, long data type in Python 3. Remember that, sir. I hope you know. Sir, next and after that, in most of the other languages, sir, I'm taking ch is equal to, sir, a. Sir, have you observed, sir, single character within single quote, single character within single quote. Sir, do you know the people who are coming from C language, the people who are coming from C++, Java, you people may aware, single character within single quote. What about these things, right? Anyone, can you please tell? What about these? These are three things. Remember, sir, single quote, single character within single quote is by default considered as char type. Remember that, sir, char data type. But in Python, char data type is not there. Remember that. In Java language, it is a char. In C language, it is a char. C++, it is a char. But in Python, char data type is not there. Remember that. Okay. Sir, once char is not there, then how you can represent? We can represent char values also by using str only. Remember that, sir. We can represent, sir, char type also by using what? Str only. Sir, it is the string value only. So a sequence of characters we can take either within single quote, either within single quotes, or within double quotes, or within triple quotes also. Triple quotes also. That is the bigger specialty, man. No other language having such type of ability, man. If you consider C language or C++ or Java, you never going to talk about triple quote symbol, but my Python having that triple quote symbol. I hope you know what is the need of triple quote symbol, how to use, and so on. We covered already, right? Okay. Multi-line string literals. If you want to represent, happily we can go for triple quote symbol, right? Next, in your string literal, single quotes are there, double quotes are there. In that particular case, happily we can go for triple quote symbols, right? Okay. But anyway, string data type we are going to discuss a bit in detail. Don't worry about that, sir. Okay. Up to this, not required to keep any explanation, sir. These are 5 data types are by default considered as fundamental data types in the Python. Remember that. Bytes and byte array, sir, these are generally we can use, sir, these things generally we can use to represent binary data like images, video files, and audio files. Are you getting that? Okay. Next and after that, sir, long data type, such type of data type is not there in the Python 3. Remember that. Sir, some new person is asking the doubt. Okay. Sir, what about Python 1, Python 2, Python 3? Sir, these are versions. What is the most recent version is Python 3 is the most recent version, right? Remember that, sir. Sir, Python 3 itself is nothing but one most recent version. Okay. Python 3 means subversions by default will be there, sir. Okay. Sir, now in the old version Python 2, it is available, long data type is available, but in Python 3 it is not available. So as from Python 3 onward, there is no such type of terminology like a long data type. Next, a single character within single quote in general is considered a char data type in other languages, but in Python there is no such type of terminology. Even it is also treated as str type only because Python doesn't contain char data type. Clear? Terminology, are you in a position to understand, right? Okay, that's all. These are just the basic summary level points, right? Now, just a matter of few minutes, I want to summarize all the data types so that you people can aware, sir. Of course, in our material, just maybe mostly 1 or 2 days, I will share that first unit, whatever I completed. In that material, a big table I'm going to include, sir, summary of all Python data types with a clear indication, right? Just let me cover, right? Okay. Next, in the other, let me cover about this one, sir. Next, related to the Python data types, don't compare other language terminology with the Python, sir. Sir, range concept, such type of terminology, okay, is not applicable in Python. Sir, Divya, Sir, in Python 2, long data type range is range concept. Such type of terminology usually we never going to discuss in the Python. Of course, may not applicable. Clear, right? Okay. Sir, even in the Python 2 also maybe smaller, bigger, up to that only. Sir, if it is the Java 21, 47, 48, 36, 48 is by default int, beyond that is considered the long. But here I don't think such a type of terminology. No problem, because it's already outdated Python 2. We are not required to worry. Clear, right? Sir, can I go for a small summary? Ayo, respond, man. Yes, can I go for a small summary of data types, whatever we covered? Matter of few minutes, please bear, sir. Okay, first we covered what is the data types are? Int data type. Are you getting right? Sir, for which purpose we can use int data type? To represent. Are you getting right? To represent whole numbers, sir. Whole numbers. Whole numbers is nothing but the numbers without having decimal point. Such type of numbers also known as integral numbers. Are you getting right? Integral numbers, right? Remember that. Sir, to represent whole numbers, such type of numbers are by default considered as integral numbers. Okay, make sure, sir. Next, is int is immutable or not? What answer you can able to tell? Yes, int is the immutable or not? What answer you can able to tell? Immutable or not? Sir, have you remembered? All, by default, all fundamental data types are immutable. Remember, but within a particular range, reusing that object is there. But by default, all fundamental data types are immutable. That's all, sir. Any explanation is required? Are you in a position to understand, right? Okay, that's all. Immutable means you can't change the value. I covered already in the last videos very clearly. Just go through that, the people who are having the doubt. Sir, now float types are. Remember, second one, float. Sometimes I want to represent, sometimes I want to represent currency symbols. Are you getting that? Currency values. So something like 123.45. So I want to represent a number with a decimal point. Decimal points are 123.45. If you are considering diesel price in India, sir, 67.43. Something like if you want to represent a number with the decimal point, is nothing but then we should go for float data type. Next, now my question is it immutable or not? What answer you can able to tell, sir? Is it immutable or not? Yes. What is the answer by default we are going to get? Sir, this one is always what? Immutable only. Make sure all fundamental data types are by default immutable. Make sure, sir, you are not required to repeat. Next, if you want an example, f is equal to 123.456. Okay. If you print the type of f, if you print a type of f, automatically it is treated as what? Float type, right? Clear? Are you able to understand? Second data type, sir, first one meant for integral values, second one meant for decimal floating point numbers, right? Okay, both are immutable. What is the third one, sir? The third one is complex. Are you getting? The third one is complex, right? So if you want to represent complex numbers, then we should go for complex data type. Can you please tell what is the syntax of complex number? Yes, man. What is the syntax? Syntax of complex numbers? Sir, a plus bj. Sir, are you getting? Is the j symbol, is it compulsory or can I use any other symbol? B plus j. Is j the compulsory or can I use any other symbol? Array, respond, man. J is the compulsory symbol or any other symbol I can use? Mandatory. Compulsory we should use J only. By mistake, if you are using any other symbol, automatically we will get error, sir. Make sure A plus B J. Next one after that, A part is by default considered yes. What is that part? A part, sir? A is called what? Real part. B part is by default considered what? Imaginary part. Remember that imaginary part, right? A and B both can be int values, both can be float values, no problem at all. Sir, if you want example, sir, C is equal to 10.5 plus 20.6 J. If you want, just you can print a type of C, automatically it is going to tell that yes, it is the complex type. Remember that, sir. But here one small twist is there. What is that small twist here is? Yes, here it's a complex type. Is it immutable or not? Yes, man. All fundamental data types are by default immutable. Once we create an object, we are not allowed to change its content. Remember that, sir. Okay. So this is about complex data types. Next, bool data type. Are you getting? Bool. What is the meaning of bool, sir? Bool, sir, to represent logical values like yes or no, true or false. Such type of things, if you want, happily we can go for bool data type, right? Can you please tell the only allowed values for the bool data type are true, and the false? Remember this one, sir. The only allowed values for Boolean data type are true and false. By mistake, if you are trying to use any other, immediately we will get error, sir. Next, these are true and false internally. Sir, how these things are internally represented? Anyone can you please tell? True means what? True means what? 1, and false means 0. Sir, if I print true plus true, if I print true plus true, what is the output by default we are going to get, sir? 2. Sir, don't tell Boolean algebra. Don't tell Boolean algebra. True plus true is always true. True plus false is always true. Something like no. Here, true. In Python, true value internally represented by using 1. Remember that, sir. These are true. Internally, these are true. By default represented as 1. True plus true is nothing but 1 plus 1. Its value is always 2, sir. Okay, remember that. Next, there is, sir, if I can consider true plus a false. True plus false. Anyone can you please tell what is the output, sir? True plus false. False is the 0, right? That's why its value is always 1. So B is equal to true you can take. Next, if you want, you can print a type of B, sir. Are you getting? Type of B. Then automatically happily, Boolean type by default we are going to get, sir. Next, is it immutable or not? Yes, man. It is always immutable. Like remember that. Okay. We discussed already, right? Next, and after that, fifth data type I covered, str. The most commonly used data type in Python, sir. The most commonly used data type in Python is the str. Not only in Python, sir, in almost all programming languages, the most commonly used data type is str only. That's why whenever the situation comes to str, more concentration must be required, sir. Suppose assume that in my programming language, in my application, total 1000 objects I'm using, sir. Remember this one. Total how many objects I'm using? 1000 objects I'm using, sir. Out of 1000, how many string objects are there? Almost around 800 to 900 string objects only will be there, sir. 800 to 900 string objects will be there. Around 100 to 200 only we are going to use non-string objects. Non-string objects, all the remaining types of objects, how many will be there, sir? 100 only. Remember, that's why in any programming language, the most commonly used type is always what? String type only. Remember, that's why string type, more special concentration must be required. Everyone can able to understand? Yes, man. Are you able to understand? In our day-to-day life? Day-to-day life also, everything is always associated with the string only. Some people may ask, suppose, sir, I want to develop one voter registration application. Just observe that. I want to develop one voter registration application, sir. Voter registration application form I want to develop. Sir, in the voter registration form, end user is required to fill his data. Can you please tell what things he is going to fill? Yes, man. Some people are asking why, sir, string is the most commonly used. Why the string is most commonly used? Can you please tell in the voter registration form what are various fields must be required? Name must be required. Next, and after that, father name. These days in India, mother name also compulsory, mandatory, sir. Mother name must be required. Next, and after that, age must be required. Date of birth must be required. Next, and after that, assume that email. Okay, these days more technical. Assume. Next, and after that, gender, male or female, like gender is required. Next, address line 1 or address must be required. In that, house number. Next, and after that, street, and after that, street. Next, and after that, city. City, like dot, sir, all city. Next, and after that, state. Next, pin, like we require. Next, even sometimes it may be required identification marks also. Assume that, sir, this is my programming requirement. Identification marks 1. Okay, a mole on the right hand, a mole on the right eyebrow, something like identification mark 1, identification marks 2, sir. Sir, now everyone these days Aadhaar number also. Everyone these days Aadhaar number also, sir. It should be required. Assume in India. Now take very special case, sir. Sir, it is a simple form. More or less, any type of forms you may have the same kind of thing. Of course, you may add qualification, biometrics, like the remaining things also you can add, no problem. Just a small snapshot I'm sharing, sir. Sir, here, is it these type of forms are very common requirement in our application or not? Array, yes, man, in our programming, web application area, these type of things are very common, very common. Now observe that in this small chota example, how many string objects are there? How many non-string objects are there? Can you please count, sir? Yes, name is one string, father name string, mother name string, age anyway int value, date of birth, sometimes I may consider string, sometimes I may consider date type, email purely string type, gender maybe radio button, okay, sir, internally male or female string, it is also string, it is also string, city is also string, state is also string, identification mark 1 is the string, identification mark 2 is the string. Have you observed how many string objects are there, how many non-string objects are there? Are you getting how many string objects are there, how many non-string objects are there? That's what you people should aware. In any application, if you consider anything more, which objects are going to dominate, sir? String objects are going to be dominated. Remember, that's why in all programming languages, special priority by default will be there for the string, sir. Remember this one, special priority will be there. King in the application area is nothing but string concept. That's why even in our Python also, you people should have clear clarity. The people who are coming from Java, in Java we have main method is there, correct? Respond, man. At least few members are there who are coming from Java. Main method is there. Can you please tell what is the argument to the main method? Okay, the main method argument is nothing but string array args. Then immediately you may ask, sir, why it's always going to take string? It can take int value, float value, double value, but in Java main method is always going to take string only, because string is the most commonly used type. That's why, sir, Java people gave the priority. Main method itself is with the string concept only. That's why the king in Java data types or in any other language data types is str. Take a bit very, very special care, sir. Clear for all of you, right? Str. Sir, what is str? To represent a sequence of, respond, man. To represent a sequence of characters, either within single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes also. This triple quotes story not there in other languages. That specialty only for Java only. Remember that, sir. Triple quotes also there. Next, can you please tell? Can you spell out, sir? S is equal to Durga. Is it valid or not? S is equal to Durga. Valid or not? It is the string. S is equal to Durga. I'm taking. Valid or not? Yes, this one is the valid. S is equal to Sir Durga. Next line. Soft I'm taking. Okay, like that. Is it valid or not? Is it valid or not? Invalid. Sir, this is the multi-line. You divided into two lines, sir. Whenever you want to take a literal in two lines, multi-line, here we require to use which ones are either triple single quote or triple double quotes. Are you getting right? Triple single quotes you can use or triple double quotes you can use, no problem at all. Sir, this is one area where we require to use, sir, what this type of things are. Especially speciality of triple quotes is to define multi-line string literals only. Next and after that, str type is immutable or mutable? Respond. Str type is immutable or mutable? Sir, immutable. Sir, I covered already. All fundamental data types are immutable. Once we create an object, we are not allowed to change. Such type of thing is by default considered as immutable. Are you getting right? Sir, I'm creating one object, sir. Sir, once I created an object, int object with the 10, sir. If I want to change at the 11, In the existing object won't be changed, sir. With 11, a new object by default will be created. Remember, once we create an object, we are not allowed to change the content. If you are trying to change the content, a new object by default will be created. This non-changeable nature is nothing but immutable. Raviteja, I hope you are getting some basic idea. Okay, immutable means what? Non-changeable nature. Remember that. That's also, these are the fundamental data types. Next, and after that, we covered, sir, sixth data type, bytes type. Sir, byte or bytes? I forgot, man. I forgot. Bytes or bytes. Byte or bytes. Okay, sir, to represent, sir, a sequence of byte values, a group of byte values in between 0 to 256 range only. Sir, if you want to represent a group of byte values in between 0 to 256 range, then happily we can go for bytes data types, sir. Okay, best example, sir, L is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. I want to convert these values into bytes type. Sir, B is equal to bytes of L. Are you getting right? Bytes of L. Then automatically, what is the type of B? Is nothing but automatically what types are? Bytes type. Clear, right? Okay, that's all. Now my question is, sir, compulsory these values should be in the range? Respond. Compulsory these values should be in the range 0 to 256. By mistake, if you are taking outside of that range, immediately we are going to get error, sir. Make sure 257, 258, something like if you are taking, immediately we are going to get the error. Clear? Are you able to understand, right? Okay. Next, here one more point I cover. Sir, it is the B. Sir, I want to, can you please tell what is the value of B of 0? What is the value of B of 0? Please respond, man. B of 0 is the 10, because first value inside B of 0, we can able to access by using index. B of 0 is nothing but what? 10, sir. B of 0 is nothing but what? 10. Now my question is, B of 0 is equal to, I want to change as 100. Can you please tell, is it possible or not possible? Respond. Everyone should respond. Is it possible or not possible? Yes, if you are taking like this, Onkar, take a bit special care. If you are taking like this, Python will give left and right. Item wise assignment is not possible for bytes type, because bytes type is mutable or immutable? Respond. Bytes type is mutable or immutable? Immutable. You are not allowed to change the content, sir. Okay, sir, my requirement is pass. I want 0 to 256 range, a group of values. I want a group of values, but mutable ability I want. Sir, I want to change based on my requirements, sir. If you want to change based on your requirement, then we can go for what? Byte array. Are you getting that? Sir, is it byte array or bytes array? Yes, man, don't get confused. Bytes array or byte array? Sir, this one is always what? Byte array. Remember that. Byte array, right? Sir, same rule. Everything is always same, sir. No change at all. Everything is always the same. But here, instead of bytes function, we require to use byte array. But the specialty here is, sir, in the case of byte, this one is invalid. Python will give left and right. But in the case of byte array, this one is perfectly valid. Because what is the reason? Byte array is mutable. Remember that, sir. Okay, sir, bytes is immutable, but byte array is mutable. Clear, right? Yes, man. Bytes and byte array, where we can use more frequently, sir, these concepts. Byte and bytes array, where we can use these types. Yes, especially if you want to represent binary data. Okay, if you want to represent binary data, the most commonly used data types are bytes and byte array. Maybe in the next session somewhere we may use. Don't worry about that. Okay, if that situation will come, I will repeat once again. Don't worry about that, sir. Sir, next 8 one, sir. Very dangerous. Most commonly used concept, right? Sir, what is that? Range data type, right? Are you getting? Sir, range is a function. Of course, range is the data type only. Okay, range. Sir, what is the purpose of range? If you want to represent a range of values, sir, to represent a range of values, to represent a range of values, then happily we can go for range type. Sir, my requirement is I want to represent sir 0 to 9. I want to represent 0 to 9, sir. Sir, can you please tell what I have to take? Range of, why respond man? Range of 0 to 9. 0 to 9 I want. 0 to 9 I want. Then automatically I have to go for what? Range of 10. Remember that, sir. Range of 10. If I can take range of 10, then automatically we are going to get the values. It is going to represent 0 to 9. Because, sir, because 0 to n the minus 1. 0 to n the minus 1. Okay? Sir, that's all. This is what you people should aware, sir. Okay? Next and after that, this is the first one. Next, range of, sir, requirement is, I don't want from 0 to n minus 1. I don't want to from 0, sir. I want 10 to 29. Are you getting that? I want 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and so on up to 29 I want. Can you please tell the way? Can you please tell the way? I want 10 to 29. If I can take 30, range of 30, it is always going to generate 0 to 29. Sorry, I don't want 0, man. I don't want 0 to, I want 10 to. That's why what I will take, range of 10, 30. Are you in a position to understand, right? Range of 10, 20. Then 10, 11, 12, 13, and so on until 29. It is going to generate, sir, 10 to 29. Sir, 10 to 29, I want, or 10 to 100 I want, but not in sequence. Sir, every time increment by 5. Every time increment by 5. Are you getting right? Sir, first 10. Next and after that 15. Next and after that 20. Next 25, 30, 35, 40, like this. Please guide. I forgot, sir. Please guide. 10 to 100. Sir, every time I want to increment by 5. Every time I want to increment by 5. Sir, total, here how many arguments are available, sir? 3 arguments. How many arguments are available, sir? 3 arguments. This 10 itself is nothing but, this 10 itself is nothing but begin value. This 100 is nothing but end value. End value means end minus 1 we are going to consider. N minus 1. This 5 itself is nothing but step. Remember that, sir. What is that? Step. Step is also known as increment value. Increment value. Sir, how many steps you want? How many steps you want to jump? Are you getting it? Just usually, if you want to go to the terrace, if you want to, sir, use steps. Sir, some people are going to use step by step, one step. Sir, there are some people who are very much energy. They are going to jump at a time 2 steps and so on. But there are some people who can able to jump 4 steps at a time. Sir, how many steps you want to jump? How many steps you want to jump? Then automatically we should go for what? Step data types are. Why the word step? Are you able to understand? Are you able to understand why the word step? Sir, usually for our building, steps are available, right? Sir, one by one. No. I don't want one by one. I want 2 at a time. Can you please jump 2 values at a time? 3 steps at a time? 4 steps at a time? That's why the word step came in the picture. Okay, that's all. Now my question is, range is mutable or immutable? Ayyo, I forgot. Range is mutable or immutable? For the sir, they take a bit very special care. Range is mutable or immutable? Mutable or immutable? Make sure, sir, range data type is always immutable. Range data type is always what? Immutable. Remember, okay? Sir, once we create, we are not allowed to change the content. Is it clear for all of you, right? Once we create, we are not allowed to change the content. Range data type is always what? Immutable. Remember. Okay. Sir, next and after that, even I cover collection related data structures, right? The most valuable question for the interview rooms are, make sure what is the difference between list and a tuple, what is the difference between list and a set. In the interview room Python related, maybe a chance to ask these questions, right? Sir, list type. Sir, I want to represent a group of objects as a single entity. Then we should go for list, sir. Can you please tell any 5 to 6 points about any 5 to 6 points about the list, sir? Anyone, can you please tell? Any 5 or 6 points? I don't know. Sir, insertion order. Can you please tell? Preserved or not preserved? Order is always preserved. Order is always preserved. Next, duplicates are allowed or not allowed? Duplicates are allowed. Duplicates are allowed. Order will be preserved. Heterogeneous objects, allowed or not allowed? Array, heterogeneous objects, allowed or not allowed? Heterogeneous objects are perfectly allowed, no problem at all. Next, growable in nature or not? Yes, based on our requirement, you can increase. Based on our requirement, you can decrease, no problem at all, sir. Sir, these are growable. Based on our requirement, we can increase or we can decrease. Next, how to represent list of values? By using what? Square bracket. I covered already, right? Okay, square bracket. We can. So now it is a mutable because we can increase or we can decrease, means mutable nature only. That's all. So best example, L is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. I'm taking L is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. By default, I'm taking, sir. This one itself is nothing but sir, list. If you want, you can print type of L, sir. If you want, you can print a type of L. Happily, do you know, it is going to provide list type, sir. Okay, sir. Anyway, sir, insertion order, make sure, very important points, right? Insertion order will be preserved. Duplicates are allowed. Heterogeneous objects are allowed. Global in nature. Within square brackets, we have to represent values, and these are mutable in nature. Sir, we can change its content, no problem at all, sir. Next, how you can able to change? Suppose L of 0. What is the value, sir? 10. I don't want 10. I want to take some 777. No problem. Perfectly itself is nothing but acceptable. These are mutable, sir. Sir, now I want order. Observe a bit very carefully, sir. I want order. I want duplicates. I want heterogeneous objects. But immutable. Immutable I want. Are you getting that? But immutable I want. If you want immutable, then we should go for tuple concept. Are you getting that? Then we should go for tuple concept, right? Sir, tuple in a single word I can tell. Sir, tuple, all the properties of tuple are exactly same as a list. All properties of tuple are exactly same as a list. Only difference is list object is immutable, but tuple is nothing but what? Immutable. Next, list elements can be represented within square bracket, but tuple elements can be represented within parentheses. Are you getting that? Tuple elements can be represented within parentheses. T is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. Are you getting? T is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. Itself is nothing but what? Tuple. Make sure, sir. Okay, sir. Now I want T of 0. Perfectly 100 we are going to get. By mistake, I want to make as 10 we are going to get. By mistake, I want to change its value 777, sir. If I can take T of 0 is equal to 777, immediately Python is going to give left and right. Remember that. Sir, can you please observe that? Can you? Slicing is applicable, no problem. Reading is applicable, but reassignment is nothing but such a type of thing is not applicable. Everyone can able to understand? Yes, ma'am. Sir, if any person is asking the question, what is the difference between list? What is the difference between list and tuple? Compulsory you people should have clear clarity about this terminology, right? Okay. What is the difference between list and tuple? List is mutable, but tuple is immutable. That point is a very important point. That point should be injected in the interview person room, sir. Okay, interview person mind. Remember that. Okay, that's all. Next, anyway, this is just a basic coverage only, man. It's a basic coverage, but in the next sessions, list, tuple. So we are going to discuss in detail like anything. Don't worry about that, sir. Okay, sir. Now let me go for next data type. What the next one, sir? Set. Remember that. What the next one, sir? Set. Sir, can you please tell? It is also very important question for the interview room. What is the difference between list and set? What is the difference between tuple and set? Okay, list and set. Very simple, sir. In the case of list, order is important. List. Order is important. Duplicates are allowed. But in the case of set, order is not important. Duplicates are not allowed. Remember this one, sir. If you want to represent a group of values without duplicates, then we should go for what? Set data type. Regarding I don't want to take duplicates, right? Then happily we can go for what? Set data type, right? Okay, sir, how to represent set? How you can able to represent set, sir? Sir, 1 2 3 4 5, remember that. Can you please tell, take a very very special case, sir. Within curly braces we have to take, within curly braces we have to take, sir. Can you please tell, can you please tell what is the first element? Hey, why you are thinking? Immediately you have to respond. What is the first element? Immediately you have to respond. What is the first element? 1 2 3 4 5, what is the first element? Yes, man, what is the first element? I will give left and right. Remember, the people who are telling one, don't tell like that, because in set order, first, second, third, such type of terminology not applicable. Remember, it is the normal mathematics also, man. Do you know, in the normal mathematics in your college days or school days, you may learn the set Boolean algebra, sets, relations, functions. Somewhere at your childhood, you may ever write, okay, sets, relations, functions, discrete mathematics are somewhere in some subject, Boolean algebra like. Sir, if I can take s is equal to 1, 2, 3. Next one after that s is equal to 2, 3, 1. S is equal to 1, 3, 2 I'm taking. Can you please tell, sir, all these three sets are equal or not? Yes, all these three sets are always equal. According to mathematics, it is always equal. From the mathematics only, the word set they took, man. Set means a group of values where order is not important. That's why, can you please tell which is the first value, which is the second value, which is the third value? Sir, if any person is asking, then immediately give left and right. Okay, don't give left and right to me, man. Just for your knowledge purpose, I'm asking the questions. Okay. So that's all. Maybe sorting is applicable for this. Okay, in the next session somewhere we can able to do that. For this set, sorting is applicable or not? Yes, ma'am. Sorted functions are available. By using that, happily we can able to sort. While discussing sort data type in detail, there I will discuss. Don't worry about that. Sir, now I'm asking the question. Sir, can you please tell what the last element? Arey, why you are silent, man? What the last element? What the last element in this set? What the last element? Yeah, remember. Good. You people are in the correct track. Okay. So now, first element, last element, second element, third element, such type of terminology not applicable. That's why index concept not applicable for the set. By mistake, if you are asking s of 0, sir, what is the first element? Immediately Python is going to give left and right. Arey, pagal ho gaya. For the set, how you can able to apply index? How you can able to apply index? Like immediately Python is going to give left and right. Index concept. Next and after that, slicing concept. Such type of terminology not applicable for the set. Remember that. But a set is mutable or immutable? Anyone can you please tell? Set is the mutable or immutable? Set is mutable. If you want, you can add. If you want, you can add some element. If you want, you can remove some element. No problem at all, sir. Sir, add method you can use. Remove method you can use. No problem at all. Set itself is nothing but mutable. Next and after that, here take one small thing you people should aware. I hope how many people remembered, I don't know. Sir, S is equal to, I want to create empty set. Is it proper way or not? Arey, S is equal to, just curly brace open and close. Is it proper way of creating empty set or not? Yes. Is it proper way of creating empty set or not? Make sure, sir, if you are taking S is equal to curly brace open and close, internally it is treated as dictionary, but not a set. Remember this. It is a dictionary but not set. So how you can create empty set? S is equal to yes. Okay, S is equal to set. This function we require to use, then automatically it is treated as empty set. So just a curly brace open and close, it is treated as a dictionary but not a set. Clear, right? Okay, that's all. This is about the set, which is the mutable concept. Next, sometimes my requirement is, sir, I don't want duplicates, I don't want order. I don't want duplicates, I don't want order. But I don't want mutable nature also. Are fixed, sir. The values are always fixed. No one is allowed to touch. No one is allowed to change. Then we should go for frozen set. Are you getting right? What is the data type, sir? Frozen set. This is the type. Sir, have you observed? Frozen. Frozen means what? Fixed, sir. Fixed, already frozen. This set is already frozen, already, sir, fixed. No one is allowed to change the content. No one is allowed to change the content. Then happily we can go for what? Frozen set. Sir, how I can create frozen set? Just take a bit very, very special case, sir. S is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40 is there. Okay. I want to convert into frozen set, sir. Fs is equal to, anyone can you please tell? Anyone can you please tell? Frozen set of, yes, sir. Regarding, we require to use which functions are frozen set function, then automatically frozen set object by default we are going to get. Clear, right? Okay. So what is the difference between set and frozen set? Why respond, man? Set and frozen set. What is the difference between set and frozen set? Don't tell frozen is the difference. Don't tell frozen is the different. Set is mutable, frozen set is immutable. Remember that, sir. Set is mutable, frozen set is nothing but what? Immutable. What is the difference between list and tuple? List and tuple. List and tuple. List is difference. List is mutable and the tuple is immutable. Read only version of list. Sir, only read operation I can able to perform. Read only version of list is nothing but tuple. Because tuple is always only read operation, we can't perform modification because it is immutable. Next, what is the difference between bytes and a byte array? Bytes and a byte array. Bytes is, still getting confusion, man. Bytes is immutable, byte array is mutable. Remember that, sir. Bytes is immutable, byte array is mutable. That's all. This is about frozen set. Next and after that, even we covered about dict also. If you want to represent a group of key value pairs, then happily we can go for what? Dictionary. Okay. Sir, in Java, the people are going to use, in Java, the people are going to use the word something like, do you know, sir, map concept. In Java, we are using map concept. In some other languages, hash concept. Like there are language to language terminologies changed, sir. But here we can use the word dictionary, dict. That's all right. Sir, here how you can represent, already I told, sir, already I covered, sir. This is the way how you can represent key colon value, comma, key colon value, comma, like that it will be there, sir. Okay, make sure. Next, sir, this is about dictionary. Okay, like, can you please tell dictionary is the mutable or immutable? Yes, please respond. Dictionary is the mutable or immutable? Dictionary is mutable. Just now I completed, right? Dictionary is mutable. That's also. These are various data types, whatever we have. Next, the key should be unique. Duplicate keys are not allowed, but values can be. Yeah, duplicate keys are not allowed, but values can be. Values can be duplicated, no problem. Happily you can take values can be duplicated, but the keys, duplicate keys are not allowed. One thing. Next, I have another small doubt, sir. How many people aware that? Sir, suppose here already 101 Durga is there. I want to add one more entry. Can you please tell? D of 102 is equal to, D of 102 is equal to Ravi I am taking. Please tell, is it valid or not? Is it valid or not? Yes, I'm trying to add one more entry to this dictionary. So now this dictionary contains 2 entries, right? Now D of 101 is equal to Sunny. Like this I'm taking, sir. Can you please tell, is it valid or invalid? Yes, is it valid or invalid? Valid. But 101 is already there, key is already there. What will happen, son? What will happen? Oh, Nirmal, key is already there. What will happen? The old value will be replaced with the new value. Remember that, sir. The old value will be replaced with the new value. Okay, Durga will be replaced with the Sunny. 101 is as it is. 101 mapped value will become Sir Sunny, because if the key is already there, old value will be replaced with the new value. That's all, sir. Clear? Okay, these are 14 data types, whatever we discussed for the last 4 or 5 classes, right? Now the summary is a very clear. 13 or 14 we covered, right? Now, sir, next there is one special type is there in Python, sir. That thing I have to discuss. What is that, sir? None. None data types are none value. None. Sir, can you please tell what the meaning of none? Forget about Python, all these. None. Sir, array, how much money you have? How much money you have? Nothing. None means what? Nothing, man. Nothing. So what it means, right? What is the meaning of none? Sir, none means nothing or no value associated. None means nothing or no value associated, right? Sir, sometimes if the value is not available, man, if the value is not available, I'm calling a method. That method won't return anything. How to handle such type of nothing cases? By using what? None data type. Remember that. The people who are coming from Java background, I can use the word. The people who are coming from Java background, I can use the word none is something like null, something like void. You can able to map. Sir, void return type means nothing will be there. Sir, same way, null means nothing is there. Are you getting? So none means nothing, no value associated. Okay, the value is not available to handle such type of cases. None introduced, right? Sir, it is something like null value in Java. Clear? It is something like null value in Java. Remember that, sir. Okay, now here just let me show you a small example. Sir, you are telling none, one or two theoretical word. Sir, can you please show programmatically a small word? I have to see in the program none, sir. Okay, like sir, one small thing. Don't get much confusion. Don't get confusion, sir. It's very simple. Observe that a bit carefully, sir. Okay, very simple. Don't worry, sir. Here, what is the keyword I'm using? Can you please tell? Alright, what is the keyword I'm using? Def keyword can be used to define functions in Python. To define methods or functions in Python, def keyword can be used, right? Sir, what is my function name? F1 colon. Sir, here I'm taking a is equal to 10. That's all, sir. A is equal to 10. Okay, that's it. Sir, now I'm taking one function. A is equal to 10. That's all. Can you please just 1 minute before going this function? Okay, keep that function as it is. Now I'm taking def function. Sir, F2 I'm taking def function. F2 I'm taking print of hello. Sir, don't be like none. Okay, don't be like none. I'm taking, sir. This is about my function. Regarding function is ready. Sir, I'm taking F2. Sir, what is this one? I'm defining a function. Remember that. The people who are coming from other languages, you can able to understand. Here we can use the word function. Sir, in Java or C or C++, we can use the word methods. Regarding that, methods are something like, but here function is the most common word. But in Python also, somewhere we can use methods also, where that I will discuss later. Sir, I have one function in there. Can I call this function? Array, can you please spell out? Can I call this function? Yes or no, man? Yes. How many times we require to write a function? Only once, only one. But how many times I can call that function? Multiple times. The most reusable component in any language is a function only. Remember that, sir. Okay. F2 I'm calling. Yeah, happily the corresponding is executed and it's printing hello. Don't be like a none. None means nothing, right? Don't be like none. I'm calling once again. Sir, I'm calling once again. I want to call once again, like this, right? Okay, that's all. Sir, this function won't return anything. Just it is printing, sir. Just it is printing, that's all. Now I'm calling print of F2. Boss, can you please call the function? Or otherwise F1 I'm taking, sir. Can you please call F1 function? If it is written anything, can you please print that return value? Sir, can you please observe this F1 function is a very innocent person. That function is not returning any value. Sir, if no value there, sir, to handle such a type of nothing, no value in Python, we have one special type. What is that special type, sir? Array, respond, man. What is that special type? None. That's why what output by default you are going to get, sir? Happily none itself is the answer. Everyone can able to understand? Yo, are you in a position to understand? Are you saying none on the Python ideal? Okay, what is the meaning of none? None. Nothing, sir. To handle such type of scenarios, happily we can go for what? None. None means no value. None means nothing is there. Such type of scenarios, happily we can go for none. None, right? Sir, here what I'm doing? Can you please tell? Especially whom? Can you please tell what I'm doing here? I'm calling f1 function. That function we are going to, that function is going to return something. That return value I'm trying to print. Are you getting right? We are calling f1. F1 is going to return something. That return value I'm going to print. But if you observe definition of f1, definition of f1, there is no return value. If no value, if there is no value, how you can handle that situation? If no value, how you can handle the situation? Is nothing bad. Is nothing bad. Okay? None. Sir, inside f1, just I declare a variable, but it is not returning that anything. Remember that, sir. Function can return, not returning anything. That's why make sure it is not return the value. Just I declare a local variable a is equal to 10 like that. Okay? This type of scenario is nothing but what? None, man. To handle such type of scenarios, happily we can go for none. Even in Python, there is one more thing is there, sir, keyword, pass. Pass. Okay? What is the meaning of pass? Yes, man. In Python, there is some function. There is pass. What is the meaning? I don't want to answer. No. Yes, pass. Okay, that's all. Can you please pass? Okay. Sometimes his quiz program is happening. Assume that. Sir, I'm asking team A. Can you please tell the answer? They don't know the answer. Just pass. That's all. I'm not doing anything, man. I'm not doing anything. Pass. Are you getting pass? Like so. Suppose I want to define a function. assume that's all. I want to define a function. This function won't do anything. This function won't do anything. Sir, won't do anything. Then you can't leave this one. Then you can't leave this one. If you just you can leave, immediately Python is going to give left and right. Observe that. D, E, F. Here just have a look once. D, E, F, F3 I'm taking. Sir, I don't want to do anything. Enter. It's not going to terminate. Are you getting it? So what I have to do here is just take a bit special care. I will show that error anyway, right? Sir, 1 minute. Test.py. Assume that, sir. Test.py. Sir, I'm taking def f1. That's all. I'm not writing anything, sir. Anything under this function. Not writing anything. Now let me execute this code. Okay, py test.py. Are you able to understand, right? Immediately unexpected eof while passing. Now I have to tell pass. This function is not doing anything, man. This function not doing anything. Just pass. What is the word, sir? Can you spell out? Just pass. Boss, this function is not doing anything. Just pass. Okay, like then happily this one will become valid. Are you able to understand, right? So Python having intelligent stuff, man. Sir, no value, better to keep none. No value, better to keep none. Sir, I'm not doing anything, then better to just use pass. Okay, like sir, here anyway for this function, what is the use of this function? Nothing, sir, nothing. But usually we never want to use pass like this. Just for example sake, I'm covering Praveen. Sir, just suppose sometimes do you know what I'm taking? If sir, amount. If amount greater than 10,000, sir, do some action. Okay, if amount is greater than some 10,000, do some action. Else, sir, don't do anything. Then automatically just pass. Now, are you able to see, Praveen? Are you able to see, right? Okay, sir, this is directly under, sir, just a def and then pass is nothing but nothing. Wherever some block is expecting, but that block is not going to do anything. Happily we can go for pass. Anyway, just this is for future purpose. Anyway, just keep in addition to none, there is one more keyword is there. Pass keyword is there. Like you people can erase, sir. Okay, that's all. Next, this is about none data type, right? Okay, sir. Next, escape characters are there, sir. Escape characters are there. From our childhood onwards, you know, not required to keep much explanation about escape characters, right? Sir, most of the people already aware. Escape characters. Are you getting any explanation is required about these escape characters, right? At least basic idea. Array, at least basic idea is there or not? Yes, backslash n, sir, backslash n, next and after that backslash t, something like that. Okay, these kind of things are by default considered as escape characters, right? Okay, remember, observe that I'm taking here. Let me open ideal once again. Here, very simple, sir. Yes, man. Yes, s is equal to Durga. S is equal to Durga backslash n software I'm taking, sir. S is equal to Durga software. Now let me print yes. Let me print yes. What is the output? Now let me print of yes I'm taking, sir. Print of yes, sir. Can you please observe that? Durga software. Are you able to understand, right? Are you able to understand, right? Okay, Durga software, like we are going to get, sir. Next, similarly, okay, here just s is equal to Durga backslash t. S is equal to Durga backslash t software. Are you getting? Durga backslash t software. Then can you please print off yes? Okay, print off yes, Durga next software, like that. I hope everyone can able to understand. So these type of things are by default considered escape characters. Remember that, sir. These things by default considered what? Escape characters, right? Okay. In Python, similar to other languages, in Python also escape characters are available. Okay, sir. What are various escape characters are there? Anyone can you please tell? Please respond. Yes, ma'am. Backslash n, new line, backslash t, backslash r, ntr. Okay, ntr. Next and after that, do you know, sir? Backslash b means what? Backspace. B means what? Backspace. Next and after that, backslash f, form feed, like a form feed. Next and after that, backslash single quote, backslash double quotes. Next, backslash double quotes. Next and after that, backslash. Next and after that, do you know backslash v? Sir, backslash t means what? Array, backslash t means what? Horizontal tab. Backslash v means what? Vertical tab. Remember that, sir. Vertical tab. Such type of thing is also there in the Python. Make sure, sir. Vertical tab. Like there are multiple things are available, right? Okay. These are various escape characters are there. Remember that. Sir, now some people may ask, sir, what is the backslash r? Carriage return, form feed, like carriage return means, sir, go to first position. First cursor will goes to the first position of that line. Are you getting that? Carriage return is nothing but go to the first position, right? Sir, form feed is nothing but just like page down. Go for the next page. Something like page down, such type of thing. But I'm sure, sir, being a programmer, we never going to use these things. Don't worry about that. Okay, we never going to use these things, right? Most of the times we never going to use. But backslash n is a very common. Backslash t is also sometimes is a very common, sir. Next, there is one small twist is there. Let me talk about that, sir. Sir, I want s is equal to. Sir, my requirement is, sir, Python by Durga, sir. Python by Durga, sir, is good. Like I want to take, sir. Can you please tell, is it valid or invalid? Array, is it valid or invalid? Yes, invalid, because here, do you know, Python by, sir, these double quotes already closed. Sir, now once again you are trying to do something like meaningless. Are you getting? Sir, now I have to consider, don't consider this one as the double quote, string literal double quotes, man. Can you please consider this one as the string only? What I have to take, sir? Just use backslash double quote. If I use backslash double quote, now it is treated as double quote symbol only. Remember that, sir. Here also, sir, backslash double quote. Are you in a position to understand, right? Okay, that's all. But instead of that, beautiful alternative is there, sir. Okay, what that alternative is? S is equal to just observe that Python by Durga, sir. Python by Durga, sir, is good. Something like, sir, better to take inside single quote, no problem at all. Take a bit very special case, sir. Inside single quote, acceptable. Inside single quote, acceptable, because single quote, sir, this is the only clause. Now the remaining thing by default are treated, sir, the symbols only. It is also acceptable, right? So if you are using double quote symbol, better to use single quotes, right? If you are using single quote symbol, better to use double quotes. Are you getting? Better to use double quotes. Here double quotes, here double quote. If your string contain single quote, observe that all these options you should aware, sir. Are you able to understand? Are you able to understand, right? Okay, this is possible, no problem at all. Sir, suppose s is equal to s is equal to, just to take a bit special care, Python by Durga sir, Python by Durga sir. Durga sir is good, and his material material also good, and his material also good. Like this I'm taking, sir. Can you please observe? In this, I'm using single quote symbols, I'm using double quote symbols also I'm using, sir. Single quote symbols I'm using, double quote symbols also I'm using. Then I can't take at the beginning single quotes, or I can't take at the beginning double quote symbols, right? Then to handle this situation, only two ways are there. There are two ways are there, sir. Sir, what those ways? One way is better to take triple single quote, sir, like this. Are you able to understand? Hey, respond, man. Are you able to understand? Yes, sir. Here better to take triple double quotes, like this. Sir, I don't want to use triple quotes, triple single quote, triple double quote. What I want to do is very simple, sir. Here use backslash single quote, backslash single quote. Next and after that backslash double quotes, backslash double quotes. Like this we require to use. But anyway, unnecessary backslash. So it's not that much. Better to go for triple single quotes and triple single quotes, right? Everyone can able to understand, right? Yes. Can you please observe that? Sir, what are various possible ways are there? Now it's very clear for you people, right? Okay, make sure, sir. So for these such type of requirement, happily we can go for what? Escape characters, right? Okay, but anyway, triple quote symbols, triple single quote, triple double quote symbol, sometimes do you know we are not usage of backslash single quote, backslash double quote, such type of thing not that much frequent, because the reason is already triple quotes are there. This is the most common way of using, sir, instead of this backslash and so on. Okay, remember that. Yes, sir, up to this is the clear. Are you able to understand? Okay, Janacharya, here just observe that Python in, sir, here single quotes I'm using. That's why I enclosed with the double quote symbols. What is the problem? Sir, I'm enclosed with the double quote symbol, but here within that single quotes only I'm using. Single quotes only I'm using, sir. Yes. You require which one? Janacharya. Yeah, this one. What there? Sir, here, do you know compulsory? Here we require to use either single quote or double quote at last. Here at the end, either single quotes you can take or double quotes you can take, no problem at all. Either single quotes you can take or double quotes you can take, sir, no problem at all. Itself is acceptable. But in the middle, all quote symbols are treated here symbols only. Are you getting, Janacharya? Are you able to understand, right? Okay, that's all. So now you can use at the beginning either single quote or double quote, and all the middle quote symbols are treated here symbols only. That's all, right? So to handle single quote, double quote, these many styles are there, man. Okay, you should aware. That's all. This is about escape characters. What are various escape characters are there? So new line, horizontal tab, next a carriage return, next a backspace, next a form feed, single quote, double quote, backslash symbol, next a vertical tab, dot, several things are available, right? Okay, sir, we are not required to remember anything, man. Don't worry, normal. Don't think too much, not required to remember anything. Okay, just backslash n, backslash t, just aware. If still, sir, you sometimes you may require to use, open the Google, escape characters in Python, then automatically you can able to see all the list. Why you have to worry? Don't use your mind for waste kind of activities, remembering purpose. Okay, in general we never going to use, only backslash n and backslash t is more enough, man. Okay, that's all. Can I go for next one? Yes. Okay, Yeah, we are not required to worry. Just do you know if any Telugu person is there, for them I can able to tell NTR. Do you know, right? Nandamuri NTR. I hope in Telugu it is the famous word. Telugu it is the famous word, sir. Okay, NTR Badshah film. Are you getting Badshah film? Sir, Badshah is like junior junior NTR. Movie came Badshah, something like okay, film like do you know single quote, double quote, and backslash anyway? Where, sir, this is something like backslash V. Are you getting? This is something like backslash V, like vertical tab. Okay, that's all. You are not required to worry much about that. Sir, now I have one more small thing, sir. One more small concept I require to talk. Just to take a bit very, very special care. Okay, sir, I'm taking here, just observe that constants. Yes, man, constants. Okay, sir, what is the meaning of constant? Yes, man, what is the meaning of constant? Anyone, can you please tell? Constant means what? Okay, very, very simple, very simple. Never change, sir. The value, sir, fixed value, sir, never change. The people who are coming from Java, they may aware final int x is equal to 10, sir. Final int x is equal to 7. Sir, what is the x value? Array, what is the x value? 10. Is it final or not? Yes, can you please tell final value, man? The final value is the 10 only. By mistake, if any person is going to change, compiler will give left and right. Remember that, sir. Final variable x might not have been cannot assign a value to final variable. This is cannot assign a value to final variable, like the compile time method we are going to get, sir, in Java, sir. Now my question is, can you please tell, sir, here this value is the final. In its lifetime, x value is always 10 only. If any person trying to change its value, immediately compare time method you are going to get. Yes, everyone can aware what is the meaning of constant? Constant means what? It's always fixed, sir. It never going to change. It's always fixed. It never going to change. Constant, right? Now my question is, take very, very special care about this terminology, right? In Python, how you can define constants? There is a way, man. How you can define constants in Python? Don't tell, don't know. Guess something. Good, excellent. Final keyword is there in Python? Final keyword is there in Python? Hey, respond, man. No, we covered already. In the last sessions. What are various reserved words? 33 reserved words are there. You never going to see final. Okay, well, sir, can you please tell what is, how to define the constant? Anyone, can you? Yes, good, man. Good. Yes, what is the way? Good, excellent, man. C-O-N, yes, sir, x is equal to 10. Are you able to understand, right? C-O-N, yes. C-O-N-S means what? C-O-N-S or N-S-T? C-O-N-S-T, man. Okay, good. C-O-N-S-T. X is equal to 10. Are you able to understand, right? Respond, man. Why you are silent? I don't know. Respond. How to define constant? Are you able to understand? Which keyword we are using? Which one we are using? C-O-N-S-T. Remember? If you are going to believe this one, I will give left and right. No such type of terminology. By mistake, if you are taking like this, Python is going to give left and right. Remember that, sir. Okay? Python, don't create your own Python, man. Okay? Even it is open source, so don't create too much. Okay? C-O-N-S-T, x is equal to 10. Observe that. Syntax error, invalid syntax. What is the meaning of C-O-N-S-T? Remember that, sir. Sir, it may be good news or bad news. I don't know that. Okay, sir, make sure, sir, there is no way to specify constants in Python. Constants concept is not applicable in Python, sir. Remember that. But anyway, explicitly, boss, this is the constant. Please don't change any value. Don't change this value. Sir, don't change this value. If you want, then what you can do, everything is in uppercase, you can specify. Sir, you are requesting that boss don't change. Boss don't change. But is it possible to change or not? Is it possible to change or not? Remember that even you are taking constant means that boss, my intention is this value is the final man. My intention is this value is the constant. Please don't change any other person. Like that is the meaning of that. That is the meaning of that. But in Python, sir, if you want, you can change. But if you want, you can change. That's why. So Python, constant concept in Python, not applicable. Developer is required to take care, man. Are you able to understand that? Developers, programmers are required to take care. So make sure if this value is always final, if this value is always fixed up in your code, don't change its value. It is the developer's responsibility, but language level, no such type of terminology, right? Okay. So this is clear. Are you able to understand, right? Okay, that's all. These are various things what you people should aware, should aware clearly, right? Okay, that's all. So there is no even fundamental data types also. There are no constants kind of things that make sure. Okay, that's all. This is about what are various data types and language. Okay, sir, language fundamentals concept. Almost how many classes we completed, sir? How many classes we completed? Almost 10 classes we completed, sir. Sir, almost sir, language fundamentals got completed. Especially the people who came just for the new, sir. Just all these 10 date-wise uploaded already in the YouTube. Just go through these things so that you people can get much clarity, right? Okay. That's all. In the next session, next video, I'm ready to start operators concept. Okay, don't miss that. Mostly by tomorrow or day after tomorrow, up to this whatever I cover, the material part you can able to expect in the soft copy. Okay, that's all, sir.